Welcome back to Rock Conversation. My name is David and I'm your host on Rock Conversation. With me, I've got my friend Lanre. Hi, Lanre.
Hi, everybody. Great to be here.
All right, thanks for joining us today. So we've got about a few minutes to talk about some interesting topics, and I bet you'll love this one. So we'll be talking about sex toys and marriages. I know. I mean, a lot of single people, both male and female, they all use sex toys these days. But what's the role of sex toy in marriage? Is this something you believe that you could use with your partner, and do you think it should be acceptable in marriage? And also, we'll be talking about BDSM in marriages. Should you allow BDSM in your marriage? Will you be willing to explore with your partner? And then, lastly, we'll be talking about being vocal about your sexual need and urges in your marriage. I would like to know what your take is. I've got my own take on all of this anyways, but let's start with sex toys and marriages. So what do you think? Sex toys and marriage?
Yeah. Okay. Personally, I don't think I'm cut out for it. For clear reasons, right? But that's not to say. I think at the end of the day, it depends on what you've both agreed to do.
Yeah.
You have to agree from the onset of the relationship. No, besides, we'll just reach out, begin the sex toy. It don't make sense, right?
Well, I mean, it's something both of you should discuss anyways, and then agree to it that, okay, this is what we want, if you want it. But I'm asking you personally now, can you use sex toys in the marriage?
Bro, for me, I don't know. If it's not real, it's not real, right? I don't know. For me, it's just, if it's not real, it's not real. And just going back to that, right?
Yeah.
This topic is interesting or perhaps more appealing when it's perhaps the female or the woman thinking about it. I mean, it's more enticing here. That's a popular opinion or popular reference, right?
Yeah.
But twist it and take it to me, man. Guy.
No, I think what I'm hearing you say now is you're talking from the angle of sex toy being a substitute to sexual pleasure in marriage, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about using sex toys to spice up your sexual life. That's what I'm talking about.
When we can do everything, we're already there, right? I mean, we are together, right? Putting an anchor for my hand, those things might fit into a role play, right? But I feel, for me, I don't think there's any role play I want to do that I can't do without those things, right?
So how do you spice up your marriage when your sex becomes boring?
Bro, try new positions, right? How many
Calm down. How many positions you really want to try? I mean, missionary 69.
Yeah, so
whatever it is.
So
how many do you really want to try?
I believes that at the end of the day, it's not just about trying different things, but it's more about like what tickles your fancy, what makes you feel the most pleasure. So you'll be surprised that for some people, now missionary they make them come, right? And for some people, it's not necessarily until you try different things. It's interesting to try different things, but at least from what I know, right, is not doing everything that makes you feel the same level of pleasure.
Okay, so this is it here. If you've been doing the same thing over and over, and your partner is already bored and wants more, how do you address that? And how do you think what if she wants a sex toy? What if she wants to try something new? I mean, you can talk about doing new positions. You could go somewhere else. You can have sex in the in an elevator, in a fancy hotel.
Now you're talking.
I mean, all those are good, They're sexual fantasies. So you can have sex on the plane, whatever you want to do, that's totally fine. Yeah. And I totally agree that whatever works for both parties.
Exactly.
But my point is, sex toys have a way of spicing things up for the lady. And wait, oftentimes we'll be guy, let's not lie. We've had bad sex a couple of times, whereby now we mess up. We'll say after a day at work and all that in 30 seconds, man, you don't lose guard. Yeah, sure you get. But my point now is the lady now, she's really big, she really wants more. And oftentimes, based on your schedule, based on your lifestyle and all, you're unable to get her there every time she wants to get there. I'm not saying you don't get her there at all. And she feels, okay, if we add sex toy to it, maybe that will help. Again, ladies also feel that, ladies, you can correct me if I'm wrong, so please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm happy to be corrected if I'm wrong. Ladies feel like, well, I've heard and I've been told that foreplay goes a very long way.
Exactly.
In bringing sexual satisfaction.
So why don't we substitute
So,
that?
however, we guys, we have a very short span for foreplay. So after you've done kisses, hugs, touch here, touch there, kisses on the necks, maybe go down there a little if you do. And all, you just want to go straight to the action. You just want to get done with the whole thing. But literally, it could take 15-20 minutes of intense foreplay to get a lady fully there. But you don't have sex with your wife every night, and you have to go through that 15-20 minute foreplay because you feel, I'm exhausted, I just want to get this over with and all that. And that's why I feel like if you introduce sex toy, maybe it could help spice things up. I'm not saying use sex toy as a substitute for sexual activity. I mean, you don't want to get home and then you're looking for your wife and your wife is busy satisfying herself.
So that is it, right? We need to understand something here, because there's a thin line between saying substitute and permitting something, right?
Yeah.
See, the moment you agree, I mean, it's a conversation. The moment you agree and you say, okay, look, if you feel the action is not enough, right, and you want to go an extra mile and satisfy yourself. So it's either you're permitting sex toy or you're not permitting sex toy. I don't think it's proper to have a conversation and say, oh, you're okay with sex toy. And then you then come and say, oh, you can use sex toy now. You can't use sex toy now.
No. Yes, see, this is it. Okay, so
right.
For example, now let's say this, yeah. Your wife is a fashion designer, yeah, and she's got mannequins in the house.
No, that's what I was saying.
So how would you feel if you get your wife gets sued? No, and then you're busy rubbing the boobs on the mannequin.
So now you're getting to my point, and that's why I said, for me, one of the reasons why I can't rationalize it is because I don't think of sex toys from one way. I think of sex toys from both ways. I can't imagine myself. I mean, bro, straight up. First of all, my wife started off as a fashion designer first.
Yeah.
The first floor of my house is filled with sewing machines and mannequins.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, bro, I can't. I mean, if you permit me and I'm doing those things, I mean, imagine you come home, upstairs. I can't imagine the thoughts that you have.
No, wait. So mannequins are not sex toys.
No, there are those that are designed like that.
Well, I mean,
we've seen them, right? There are those that are designed like that, and there are those that is just the bot. There are mannequins that are not a full mannequin now.
Yeah,
there are the ones that are just the bot.
Yeah,
and the only difference is the texture. Right?
Oh, so you
no see
no okay, well, are you talking?
Yeah so
about the texture then since you seem to
no so I forgot what they call it. It's just like when you do these artificial hands for people who are amputated. It's similar to the kind of same material they used to build some of these things.
I like your experience in this field.
I mean we can't be ignorant of the realities around us. Okay, right? That we do not fully engage in them does not mean we should be oblivious and ignorant of what exists, right?
I totally agree with you.
So where I'm going is this: it's okay if both of you agree that this is a thing, but where I suspect or begin to be a problem, is when you now feel the need to define when it happens or when it doesn't happen. And about the substitute, I understand if you say, "Oh, I'm around," and you still want to use a sex toy, and I've not said I'm tired. You get, but my point is, those scenarios you gave, you came tired, Baba, you don't bust in 30 seconds.
Yeah,
your madam or whatever has not come. You already have a pre-conversation, and she said, "Oh, babe, she's asking to ask you and say, babe, I want to." I mean, so understand my point, right? You should not. I feel if you have to get to that point where you have to keep having a conversation about when or what or when is right, it's going to eventually cause chaos. If you're going to agree to something, agree to it. It's free will. It's a relationship. So if she feels the need, see, the thing I say, you don't even need no.
So this is what I'm hearing you say now. So you're saying that be it that you permit it to happen, or be it as an option for your sexual life, it doesn't matter. If as long as you've permitted it, it means you can use it anytime, whether I'm there or I'm not there.
No, you can use it after. That's why I say it's a conversation.
Yeah.
So it should be on the basis of, okay, maybe you are not fully satisfied, or you're not completely satisfied with my
so now
input.
So the thing is, now let me change my stand a bit now,
because every other thing I think is the man ego.
So don't you now feel that at the point, if it's becoming too often that you do not get to satisfy her, then she then relies more on the sex toy than she relies on you.
So again, that goes self-control. It's just like when we talk about self-control in masturbation, right? Bro, It's the same. See, if you can't control, Baba, I don't see why you cannot go outside and be knocking.
All right, let's switch up again
Yeah.
a bit here. Let's go to BDSM in marriage. So let's take the
Yeah.
gear up. Yeah. So let's take it up now. And I really want to hear your opinion about BDSMs in marriage. I mean, you want to have sex in the elevator. You want to have sex in the best
They
hotel
flog me
room.
for all those ones. So.
No, wait. BDSM is not about flogging. It's not about flogging. But I mean, what's your take? Do you think it is right for couples to engage in BDSMs in marriage? Do you think it also leaves a ripple effect on the couple?
It depends on the. I would say. I would say it depends on the velocity, or it depends on the extent to which you take it. Because the extreme the extreme ones, right?
Yeah.
The extreme ones. For example, bro, there are some sexual positions whereby you actually almost want to, you hit your spouse's or your partner's ass or something. You're already getting there.
Happy,
pretty
baby.
much, right?
Happy, baby.
And some actually like those things, right? Some women like, where you fuddle with their breast. And some, in short, some like where you almost bite, right? I mean, from what some have said, right? Or what some opinions out there, huh? So I think it's to the extent, for me, if you don't pass small spank, or the ones where anyone to do what you call your bite my balls. So like, that's all these things are happening now, right? But there's extent to which it should. I can take it, right? So I think it's to each man his own temperament or his own acceptance. If you feel you can take it, switch it up all the way.
Yeah.
So the ones where you have to start having scars, man, good to you. You like violence. It's okay. It's great. Right?
I mean, in our conversations, anyways, we don't try to advise, so we don't suggest. So whatever works for you is totally fine. So it's just our own.
Yeah, but for me,
opinion.
bro, no, small, Mark below me. Like.
So there's this video that was running on Instagram of a South African guy and his wife. They were in the kitchen, and then the wife literally walked up to him, tapped him, and carried out a dream on the kitchen
that's
cabinet.
Okay to me.
And the guy was like, "Guy, don't hold me like that."
So you see, so that's something that kind of spontaneous behavior is nice to me. It's great. It's switching things up, right? Or it's switching things up. Dress like a nurse, role play, and going into this other, switch it up a bit. Not feel some things. But when I begin to feel pain, my temperament by assumption of pain is like this. So, nah.
Okay, so I'll say this here. Let's take it from an angle of there's very short span for you to be able to go through all of this, say sex toy, BDSM and co.
Yeah.
And I'm going to paint a scenario here, straight up scenario. A busy man out all day, all week, traveled the world for work and all that. And then you're back home to your wife, and the next thing is she wants, because you've not seen her in a while, she wants a wild sex. But your body is tired. You just want to maybe fulfill your conjugal rights. And at the same time, she still wants all of this. So do you think you should be vocal about your sexual needs, sexual urge, and all of that? And also your fantasies. Again, as most people do not talk about these things. And when they don't talk about it, then it becomes a problem.
Yeah, I would say this, right? First of all, for me, sex is important. I don't want to know how to busy rich, right?
Yeah.
I think it takes conscious investment in a relationship. Bro, I can understand if you don't have to eat it 4 times a week. Not everybody machine.
Yeah.
But my point is, the scenario you painted, bro, for example, you've been out for 3 months, you come back. You cannot tell me throughout that time no get one single conji. I don't know. I speak for myself.
Yeah.
Right? I don't self-control get limit, and all these things. People do long times and away from each other and all that. But I'm saying, bro, you go buy tickets or you do something. That's about investing in the relationship.
Yeah.
But before would you come back and wonder why shit has gone down the roof? So I genuinely feel that is not a complete excuse. It might affect the frequency. It might affect the periodicity.
Yeah.
But there should be investment in ensuring that one time the intensity is worthwhile.
All right,
and then about being vocal, like you rightly said, right?
Yeah.
I think that And I feel this is becoming rampant, right?
Yeah.
I mean, men ego, women being worried, or if I talk, you feel bad. I think it's better you have a diplomatic conversation.
Yeah.
About this, and it will make guy, even we know when we fuck up, right? And we genuinely, bro, I don't know about you, but if you bust in 30, so the next time they try and reduce coke, reduce Jameson, all these things, try to make a genuine effort, and that's she not even telling me, right? So I genuinely feel that even not be able to they need tell you, right? But women should, I think women should still be vocal. You can diplomatically understand the man ego. We have egos. Yeah. It doesn't go well with us, but you still have discussion, else you'll be dying inside. And for guys too, because we need to also understand this go both ways. Come 1 hour, I never come. So it means it's either I'm not eating it well, or it means it's either you're not going with this position is not working for you, and then we have to explore other things.
What if you're terrible at having sex with your wife and your wife doesn't know how to tell you that you're terrible at it? That's a different conversation. That's right? A different conversation. Yeah, because I don't know, but again, that is why before because you use the word wife, and that's why I'm going to come in. Yeah,
Baba, you must. I don't know, man. There's some things you have to clear before you enter marriage.
Wait. Let's not do before or after. No.
Okay.
It happens.
There's some things you need to clear in relationship.
It happens, yeah. People get into marriages and then all of a sudden they are no longer attracted to their wife or their husband anymore.
No, that happens.
Yeah, it happens. So when you get to that point when that has happened and the wife is unable to communicate the fact that I'm no longer sexually attracted to you, then how do you think the old relationship will be? How do you think the marriage will be?
Okay, so that's a conversation that I think is also very nice we're having it, because people don't talk about it. And I think we should all be honest here, these rock conversations, these things do happen. You do actually, there's a possibility of a decline in the sexual attraction you have to your wife, to your partner. There could be a decline in even the physical attraction. It does happen. But again, I think what I feel carries true is the covenant or the commitment you've made, and trying to then see, okay, what other things could compensate your mind for this, right? And if you're so bothered about the physical decline, the decline in physical attraction, then I think you should have an honest conversation with your spouse and see where amends can be made, or where you could explore alternatives. I mean, yeah. But keeping quiet.
Alternative in this question, are you saying open marriage? What are you saying?
See, whatever tickles anybody's fancy, right? Whether it's open marriage, whether it's you want your wife to go do BBL, or whether you want your spouse to go do boobs alignment, or whatever the case may be, it's your choice. You want her to go remove some fat from her stomach? Bro, I have a pot belly. My wife references it sometimes. Baba, I go deformed like I the gym. But that's what I'm saying. You react to the accusation, you react to the complaint.
Yeah. But
keeping quiet about it and acting like, oh, it's a crime for you to be outspoken to say, look, babe, I noticed something, or guy, Obi, I noticed something. I'm not. You should consider it in the gym or something, right? I think these are honest conversations we should have. I don't think there's any, except that they lie. I don't know, but I don't think there's. Maybe they get that 100%. I don't know, man. But you telling me that the attraction is still 100%. Baba.
Okay, well,
raw lie. Yeah,
3 more minutes to the end of this round, and I'm going to say this here is, let's just switch something a bit. So, totally unrelated to the topic. You're married with 2 kids, Lanre.
Yeah.
You attend a religious house, and in that religious house, you've probably slept with about 3 or 4 girls in that religious house.
Hypothetically, right? Okay, yeah.
Hypothetically.
We didn't put a disclaimer.
Yeah. Hypothetically, you've probably slept with 3 to 4 girls in that religious house, and then you attend the same religious house with your wife. How do you think she will feel if she finds out?
Bro, my crew in church. No joke.
For our audience.
Okay. Let me. And I'll give
say
it
that to the camera. So
I'll leave there. See, and this is a life example, right, bro?
Example.
No.
Bring it on.
When I got married, I told my wife, like, look, we are married now. We need to mutually choose a house of God. And it's just not for the hypothetical reason you cited.
So,
But no, see, bro, I'm a eligible bachelor. The people who perhaps showed interest. That people who even
So
your pastor they try even your pastor go they try one arrange
so you were
with
Nicodemus,
someone.
just a naked
No,
everything they go.
Again, that's the hypothetical assumption. But my point is this, right? There's just a way you want to start. You're starting a family, right? You're starting and just clean slate, right? You don't want distractions. You don't want all of that, right? So I feel even you don't have to even have knack. The fact that you probably, I mean, there are people who have made advances and see, it's not just. I just think it's not LD. And a bad scenario you said in that hypothetical case. So the person that climbs the stage
I
and is like,
I like the fact that you lay emphasis on hypothetical.
no, yes. And the person that climbs the stage and like, bro, you're distracted. And okay, imagine a scenario whereby the other, maybe you said 4 hypothetically.
Yeah, hypothetically.
And one is the head of the choir, one is the usher standing right in front of you.
Wow.
Right? And this is, you're in worship session. Your wife is sitting next to you, and all you can think, because you can't deny to me that you have flashbacks. So I think we're in the house of God for a reason, to listen to the word of God. And I think if you genuinely want to listen to the word of God, then you should choose a house of God with your partner and actually go to that house of God.
All right, thank you very much. We'll park the bus here for today because we can keep going on and on about this. So we'll park the bus here for today. Thank you all for watching. Try and subscribe to our page. Like, share, and then comment. We want to know your views on the areas we've
Don't
spoken
tread the
about.
hypothetical part.
Sex toys in marriage, BDSM in marriages, and being vocal about your sexual urge and sexual needs in marriage. And I would like to know your opinion as to, would you attend same religious house with your spouse?
With your spouse where you've had sexual activities with the opposite sex?
All right.
I can't be with your own sex, again. Yes.
All right. All right. We're heading there for today. Thank you very much, guys, and have a nice day. Bye.